Hello everyone, you're welcome to this channel. I'm so glad to be here today with you. Thank you for joining in. My name is Afolake and I call this channel the Floki's Den. You're welcome once again, and I'm so glad to start this premiere edition on the YouTube channel. I'm filming actually from Saskatoon, Canada. So on this channel I'll be filming, talking about, it's going to be something fun for everyone to join in, and put your comments below. We're generally going to be talking about, what makes Canada a wonderful place for you and I to call it home. And of course, encouraging as many people that are, Saskatoon bound, or those that are immigrants that already live in Saskatoon, to talk about their experience as well. We are here to share and learn. So I expect everyone to contribute, make it a fun time for both of us. I don't want to be talking alone. I want to hear feedback from every one of you. And of course, I came into Canada in 2019 with my family. I have a son that is 18 and I have a daughter that is 13, of course with my husband. And it's been a jolly good experience, I would say, because of course in all things you have to be grateful to God. It's an opportunity to be here. So many people are looking forward to this wonderful experience, and they've been trying their means or how they can to make it possible and be a reality for their own families. Well, let's backtrack a bit and talk about why did I come to Canada, and why Saskatoon, right? Like I said, I have 2 kids, and it's been really a good thing to have, children raised in Nigeria, to say the least. But of course, you want to give them that experience, that exposure, that opportunity for them to be able to excel in the things that they do. I don't want to talk about the things back in Nigeria, but of course, we're looking into the future and wanted something that would, make these children be the very best that they can be. Honestly, we couldn't get it in Nigeria, and we were trying to get out of the country. It wasn't a hook or crook thing, but legitimately we wanted to find a means where we could, probably America, Australia, or even Canada. By the way, the journey has started way back many years ago, and honestly, we looked at Australia. We spent so much money trying to get in. The way we have West for Canada, we also have the Australian body, and that was even expensive. I remember back then it cost about $550 Australian for the verification of your credentials. What we paid when we were moving, trying to work on our credentials for Canada, we paid about 300 Canadian dollars. So you see, and that was even years before then. This experience, of course, my own, because I was going to be the principal applicant, and the response I got was negative, and I had to appeal with another 700 Australian dollars. Guys, for Australia you can either do IELTS or person. So I opted for person. Haven't done West 1 or 2 times, and of course I couldn't get the required marks that would put me in the limelight. By the way, we're not young couples. Like I said, we have older children, teenagers. Age wasn't on our side, and for that we couldn't do the federal express entry, so we had to go provincial. And that's why we were looking for the easiest way that we could come into Canada, and Saskatoon was the option. Did we know anybody in Saskatoon? While we were applying, no. It was just the option for us to get into Canada. And of course, while we were in the process and everything was looking good, I think we mentioned to our pastor, we're discussing, or in fact before then we knew that my pastor then in Nigeria had a daughter in Canada, but it wasn't the motivation or the reason why we chose Saskatoon rather. But of course, when we were getting into the process of everything closing up to coming to Saskatoon, we had to reach out to her to in one assistance or the other concerning accommodation and all of that. Well, I guess I'm talking too much. It's my premiere edition and I have a lot of things to share. On this channel we're going to talk about so many things. From my experience, I also realized that accommodation is the mainstay. It's something that most people that you're coming into a country that you don't know anybody, you don't have any affiliates with. Yes, you're excited living in Nigeria, but you're coming into the unknown. So the first thing is you want to get a good place, at least a place to call, to wake up to. It could be an Airbnb, it could be a rented apartment, whatever. There are different types here in Canada, but you actually want something that you could wake up to. So it's always a tall order trying to get something here in Canada. And if you have somebody that could help you before you get here, of course that's good. But if you don't, you have to probably stay in an Airbnb, or you get somewhere, a temporary apartment, because eventually you want to buy a house, right? That's the deal. So on this channel we're going to be talking about all of those, giving information about rentable apartments, places where you can buy homes, even Airbnb, where you can actually do your short stay when you arrive in Canada. We're going to be talking about cuisines in Saskatoon. We're going to be talking about education in Saskatoon. We're going to be talking about, also making your house comfortable, right? We've talked about that, but a lot more, because I have a passion for interior design, and I'm going to be talking a lot more about that. Saskatoon is a beautiful place. It's a sunshine city, they call it. It's also called the Paris of the Prairies. I always never know how to pronounce that. It's even also, Saskatoon is in a province, is in a province called Saskatchewan. I hope I pronounced that right. I always also don't know how to pronounce that word right. So many people slaughter it. Sorry about that. We get to know how to do that. By the time I'm 10 years in Canada, I should be able to pronounce that name, Saskatchewan. I think that's right, Saskatchewan. I did it! So guys, on this channel, we're going to be, talking about my experience about, coming to Canada, Saskatoon, talking about my journey, how I applied, and, the whole gist about the whole process. I hope I can still remember some of the things, but yes, I'll dig in, and in the next few episodes you'll be able to find out what you need to know, how to prepare ahead. I remember something very funny, because I'm also somebody that also likes to prepare. Even while we were making the plans to come to Canada, I remember even from the milestones we were getting, I had to open an e-store to be able to sell the items that we have in our homes as thrifts, and we made some money out of it. I also had to network with some other thrift stores online to be able to sell some. Of course, did some giveaways, and nothing was really lost. We actually gained some. That's also something to look forward to. I'm going to be sharing in details about that. Saskatoon is a very beautiful place. Yes, it can be very cold. It can be very cold. It can freeze at some point, but you get by each season as it comes. Every season has its blessings attached to it, so I wouldn't say because it's cold you shouldn't come to Saskatoon. Other countries also have their weather, and everybody has to manage it. You have to endure it. You have to know how to dress for the weather. I think that's the right thing to say. So this is just, like I said, trying to let you into this new channel, and yeah, all my tribe, and we're going to be talking heart-to-heart gist. We're going to be talking about things that you need to know ahead of landing into Saskatoon. I've had so many experiences. I've made wonderful contacts with friends. Put it at the back of your mind that everybody here is here to hustle in one way or the other. Also be able to have good network to build. So I think that should be what should encourage every one of us. What else is there to say? The weather is good right now. I'm filming right now. We're in the summer, and the weather is good. You can see me dressing light, so it's also a beautiful season for you to dress light. So don't think it's all cold, it's all freezing, or the weather is killing, no. So at the point where you have to dress light, you dress light. This time of the season, you see children, even adults, ride their bikes on the street. Everybody, some people even ride it to work. Those that have power bikes also use the bikes to move themselves around. You can take better walks because you are not freezing in the cold. It's just a wonderful time. We have flowers that are grown at this point. You see people buying flowers, beautifying their yards, beautifying their houses, or even inside their homes. And this is the season for things to blossom. People also plant. They plant some vegetables, some things that they can actually just use within their homes. So it's a beautiful weather now in Saskatoon. The weather is good. We've been past the heat wave when we had about 30 to 40 degrees. Yes, it was really hot, and everybody, even despite being despite dressing light, makes you feel so uncomfortable because the sun was just scorching. You just always would look for where you can get air conditioner or somewhere cold. There's always, so everybody's going around with something frozen in the bottle, just to calm that heat on your body. Well, it's also a time for you to also try and take care of yourself. Of course, drink so much water. You have you also wear sunscreen or glasses for you to be able to combat that the sunlight. I know some parts of the world the sunlights are also intense, but Saskatoon has it's called the Sun City because it has sunlight shining average of about 6.5 hours in a day, and it can be more. Like the season we are in right now in summer, we have an average of about 10 hours of sunlight. The sun rises in the morning about 3:30 a.m. to 4 a.m. and of course sets about 10 p.m. So people are actually having fun all day. It's a thing of you are not even sure whether, except you look at your time, you lose track of time because outside is so bright even at about 9 p.m. and people find it difficult to sleep. I remember when we newly moved, oh my God, we had to keep shutting off the blinds for us to be able to sleep because when you see daylight, it means time to play, right? Time to walk, or time to eat, or time to do other stuff, but not time to sleep. And in the morning when you're still trying to sleep, you find out that the day is coming into your room and you still have to shut your blinds. So it's so many adjustments to make, so many things to consider. Of course, it's a lot of hours different from other countries, depends on where you are watching from. If you're thinking of relocating to Saskatoon or to Canada in general, always look at the time difference. You're going to be adjusting based on time. You're going to find it difficult even to be able to set into time because at the end of the day, especially when you come in, you'll still be waking up in the time of your country and be sleeping in the time of your country when people in this part of town where you have moved into are actually doing other stuff. So a lot of adjustments to make, a lot of things to know. We, of course, subsequent video will be talking about flights that you can take into Saskatoon and out. For tourists as well, it's good to know so that everybody understands what to expect. Saskatoon, I would also say, it's got resources that are rich in potash, in oil, in wheat. I can say for one that the vegetable oil I buy in the stores are so translucent. They are so translucent. They are so rich and good quality. And the wheat fields also surround Saskatoon. It's a beautiful sight. Honestly, Saskatoon has a beautiful sight. The sunrise, the sunset. It's such a wonderful sight, and I think it's something anybody wants to come and see. People always wonder, where is this Saskatoon? People, well, now are beginning to know where Saskatoon is. I remember when we were trying the immigration process, I virtually didn't know. I never heard of Saskatoon. Honestly, there was a lady we were talking to, and she was the one that opened her eyes to this. And I was like checking the map. Where in the world is Saskatoon? I know Calgary, I know Toronto, I know Manitoba. I never heard of Saskatoon. And of course, like even when I was going to relocate, and I was telling people I was going to Saskatchewan. Oh my God, I blundered it again. Saskatchewan. Okay, when I was coming to Saskatoon, they were asking, where in the world is this? are you going to the village? Is it a remote area? I said, whether it's village, it is better than where I'm coming from. So, well, it's about 3.5 hours flight from Toronto, so it's not that far. It's a beautiful place, so you can actually take a flight from Toronto into Saskatoon. Also, if you're coming in and you get into Calgary as well, it's also a shorter route, because in Calgary, a drive through from Saskatoon to Calgary is about 7 hours drive. So it's good, it's warm, the weather is good, but generally, you just have to adapt to all the weather seasons that it brings your way. Please like this channel, subscribe, encourage us to continue to come with better videos, more informative things for you to learn. Give us a thumbs up, at least it's a first video. Encourage me, my tribe, and put on your notification bell so that you know when next I post another video. And I always will promise you, like, I also look forward to sharing some hacks, some tips, and some baking lessons, which I also try to do here and there. It could help 1 or 2 people manage their eating habits, or how to do stuff. Some people have things that they can put away but they can't find space for. By the way, before I forget, it's also one thing that I'm also going to be encouraging people, especially those that live in Saskatoon. It's going to still be part of my relocation story, but I want to chip this in, that if you have anything that you want to give away, especially to make the house a home for a new immigrant, please, you can also reach out, because I remember I got so blessed with so many things for me to have as comfort, especially when I came. You barely can bring anything, right? You can't bring so much, especially when you're moving. Even if you have to cargo, I did a few cargo, I did with food and stuff, but I only can do just so much. But the bottom line is, I can't bring my sofa, I can't bring my TV, I can't bring my fridge. Yeah, it's in the house. But what I'm going to actually is, some people have moved from house to house and they have changed furniture, they have changed things. The old ones are not that bad, by the way. But as you keep moving, as you keep having better jobs, as you keep increasing in income, you want better things, and you have the old things to give away. Unlike in my country, when you have things to throw away, you just put them outside your compound, and the lawma guys, or those that pick up trash, picks it up, or somebody that needs it just takes it. Before you turn, it's gone, and that's it. But here you have to pay to dispose things. So for instance, if you have a broken down freezer, or you have a bad sofa, you can't put it outside your house. You have to dispose appropriately and pay to do that. So some people have items laid down in their garages that they have no use for, and those are the things that I got blessed with. I got sofas, I got some bed, I got my kitchen all almost set up by people giving me things, and I know it's going to be helpful for new immigrants to also settle into. So please, you can reach out to me. My email will be on the description box. Follow me on my Instagram handle, like this channel, give us a thumbs up, encourage us, our tribe, and also put on your notification bell, so as we keep posting videos, you'll find it useful, and also encourage others to join so they can learn and share in their experiences. Thank you so much once again for joining in. I appreciate the time that you have given to watch this video, and hope to see you again soon. Bye.